Today I want to talk about the Divine Mother. I'm so happy because we had the opportunity to visit the Vietnamese Quan Yin temple outside of Auckland, and it was so incredible. I've never seen anything like this. There were actually 33 statues of Quan Yin in white marble, and each one was very different and very distinct. And we stood before each one and experienced the energy, and each one of these have been consecrated and sanctified, and it's such a beautiful place, and I had such a wonderful experience of the Divine Mother. Of course, Quan Yin is just one aspect of the Divine Mother. There are so many aspects of the Divine Mother. Here's another beautiful depiction of the Divine Mother. And all over the world, there are people worshiping the Divine Mother. And it's important now because this is the time when we need to balance everything. And we want to balance the patriarchy. Not that we're going back to the matriarchy, but we want to balance the patriarchy now by emphasizing the Divine Mother. Babaji himself said he was leaving everything in the hands of the Divine Mother. Now, what is the Divine Mother? I see it as the feminine aspect of God. In India, they say there's nothing higher than worship of the Divine Mother. And why do they say that? Well, the way I understand it is that the original spark of creation is a feminine aspect. So when you're worshiping the Divine Mother, you are actually worshiping the life force itself. There was a great saint named Sri Aurobindo in India, and he said that the final stage of perfection in the soul is surrender to the Divine Mother. Now, that's a pretty important statement. So I am very happy to say that I have been experiencing a lot of miracles with the Divine Mother over the years because I didn't have any idea what it was. I was born in a small town and everyone was Lutheran, and we didn't even have the Virgin Mary. It was a totally patriarchal church. So I didn't know what the Divine Mother was. And I wanted to find out. So I asked my guru Babaji, please help me understand what is the Divine Mother. So over a period of 10 years, everything kind of unfolded for me so I could learn the energy of the Divine Mother. And I had so many experiences. I wrote them up in a book called Rock Your World with the Divine Mother, which I feel is the most powerful book I've ever written. But anyway, I asked for guidance and to be shown what that was. So I started having many miracles, and pretty soon I was astonished that these things could be possible. For example, I had a whole series of paintings come into my life that were magical, and they had the presence of the Divine Mother. So I asked the painter who paints Babaji's temple paintings if she would paint me a painting of the Divine Mother. And she said yes, but it'll be $1,008. I thought, wow, that's a lot of money for me at the time. I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. So she went into a little cabin on a lake outside of Seattle, and she stayed in there for months painting this painting. And I got really nervous because I thought, what if I don't like it when I paid so much and she spent so much time? So I sent an art critic out there to look at it. And I said, go look at this painting and tell me what you think. So he came to see me and he said, Sondra, it's very hypnotic. And I said, oh, I won't be able to think in my own apartment. It's going to be too much. So I told my decorator, please send it to an ashram where everybody can enjoy it, because it's going to be too much for my apartment. So then I left for Europe on a tour, and he had the key to my apartment, and he had a dream that he should hang that in my apartment no matter what, even though I was resistant. So I came home from my tour, and it was midnight, and no one had been in my apartment, and it was high ceilings, you know, and it's a loft. I turned on the light, and there she was hanging, and I went, oh! Like that. I said, okay, then I surrender. I said out loud. And there was nobody had been in there for a month and a half, and there was no flowers. But suddenly the room filled with smell of roses. Mm-hmm. And it lasted about 10 minutes. I threw myself on the ground and I said, you know, pardon me for my resistance. And then I called some yogis who were touring the United States. I said, please come over and bless this painting. And I used to lie on the couch and look at it, and I would have a lot of visions. And this painting we now have in our living room where we live, and people say that it talks to them. I went to the Quan Yin temple with my organizer for the India Quest, Patricia Wylie, and we go to India with her every year to the Divine Mother Festival called Navaratri, which she organizes. And I just want her to share her experience today also of the Vietnamese temple, so I'm going to have her come up.
What a beautiful occasion it was today to go with Sondra and her husband Mark to the Quan Yin, or Quan Am as it is known in New Zealand. It's a Vietnamese temple, and I think the term for the Quan Yin is Quan Am. So there, as Sondra mentioned, there were 33 incredible statues, murtis of different aspects of the Divine Mother. And to be there was a profound experience of gentleness and compassion and simplicity and beauty, looking at each of these in this, the setting that they have created for each statue, gardens, rocks, and set in an amazing rural setting in New Zealand.